Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome here to Surfside, California, here at daybreak. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and the fish are biting. We had several awesome night bites last night on the bluefin tuna. Some guys are still in them. Some guys have come out of them with limits. It was tremendous, and the bluefin are getting much bigger. Really great fishing going on. And, of course, in the LA Orange County area and up in the Channel Islands, we've got sea bass and yellows and a lot of halibut this year. Excellent rock fishing up and down the coast. Whoa! And it just has been a marvelous start to 2023. And as the water warms and we move closer to summer, you got to think it's only going to get better. We've got it all for you right now, including at the end of tonight's report, something, if you're going sea bass fishing, that you have to do. Make sure you listen till the end. It's great to be with you. You know what time it is, everybody. It's time for the morning briefing. Oh my God, that coffee is so good. Good morning to you. It is really great to be with you. What a live show that was last night. So many questions, over 2 hours that Sam De La Torre over at Island Fishing Tackle answered your questions. Sam is just fantastic. I love that show. Tackle Shop Confessions has become a real hit. Thousands of you tuning in, and we really appreciate it. Sam is so good. Really, really great stuff last night. Thanks for joining us. Thousands of you are listening to Friedman Adventures every single day, and I can't thank you enough for sending us well up over 2 million views now, 210,000 plus hours of content consumed. I can't thank you enough. Remember, if you're going to take on a trophy fish, don't leave anything to chance. Daiwa is what you want to be doing. And Opsin Fluorocarbon, www.opsinusa.com. Put in FA at checkout. You'll get a free gift as well as a love note from Greg Brown. All right, let's get into it. Man, has there been some great fishing or what? Oh, hey, don't forget to hit the like button and share these videos if you do enjoy them, and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep you in touch with all the very latest all season long. My God, there was some conking going on last night. Several boats in on it. Many, many, many boats in on it. I don't mention them all because it gets redundant. But, man, on board the Tribute, they just put the wood to it. Mike Pritchard had limits of bluefin tuna, and the grade of fish just keeps getting better and better and better, with a lot of 60 to 150-pound class fish biting. Tremendous bite on the knife jigs and that kind of stuff. And also, you know, just the 16-ounce torpedo rigged up with assist hooks. Man, it has been really knocking these BFT dead. Tremendous bite. They end up with 38 fish, which is limits. Remember, bluefin tuna here in Southern California is 2 fish per day, and they were all over it. Don't fish anything less than 100 pound. I like 130, and a Daiwa 2-speed is the way to get it done for your catch of a lifetime, because really right now we are seeing so many big fish. Now, there is some of that 25 to 40 pound stuff in there, but we're seeing so many big fish that you've got to go tackled up. And when you drop down, your expectation is to hook a big fish. Even if you see smaller fish being hooked all around you, you want to go with that heavy tackle to make all the difference in the world. Polaris Supreme, limits, Shogun with a huge night last night. Legend has been all over the fish. It just is fantastic. And it also is bleeding over into the daytime, where yesterday on board the San Diego, a boat that leaves in the morning, comes back at night out of C4 Sport Fishing, they had a spectacular day's fishing with 50 bluefin tuna, 5-0 on the bluefin, and also 12 yellowtail off a kelp. Really what they had for the entire day was 1 kelp and then a plunker bite. So for those of you new to the game, a plunker bite is where you're in a long, prolonged drift and you're getting 1 or 2 fish, maybe 3 fish going at a time. You go dry and then you hang one. It's that kind of a bite where it's just a plunker, 1 at a time kind of a bite. And when you're doing that, it's really important that you're doing a few things right. And some of those things are A, fishing fluorocarbon. I would, on the grade of fish they had, 25 to 40, but they had some bigger ones also. Fish 30 pound. If you can't get a bite, you can drop down to 25 pound. About a number 2 hook was working best. And what am I going to say next? I know, you've heard it a million times. Choose a really good hot bait. Choose the best bait possible. If you don't know how to do that, talk to a deckhand. Talk to one of the crew members. You're on the boat like the San Diego, the Legend, all these guys in San Diego, man, they're all pulling for your success. They all want to help you. Don't be afraid to ask for some assistance in choosing the right bait, not tying, what jig to use, all of that. Those guys are out there every single day. They are super professional, and they do just a fantastic job. I like seeing more and more of these kelp patty yellowtail because we got a signal on these forkies, a month ago down there at Collinette, which is 120 miles below the border. Down there, a couple of boats had big-time scores on yellows, the Polaris Supreme, and I think it was the Liberty down there, just slammed the yellows. And then Booger himself on the San Diego, Ryan Bostian, was picking yellows at the Coronado Islands until the conditions kind of got off, it got kind of cold and dirty in there. So those yellows now starting to enter into the picture, and that's just going to be something else that adds spice to this bite. You've got that bluefin, it's big, it's biting really well, and also now you've got some kelp patty yellowtail in the daytime. Another way to get bit in the daytime has been throwing those Daiwa Zakana lures. That's been super effective, about 100 to 150 grams, working best of all. You want to do that with 40 pound at least. I like 50 pound at least for myself. That's a good way to get a bite. And at night, the jigs that have been working best seems like are like jigs in the 350 to 450 gram range. Once again, that can change depending upon wind current and how deep the fish are. But right now, I think you're safe with that kind of a rig. And it was as good as you could possibly want it. And as I said, there's boats and stops right now still getting fish. Now, last night on our live show, Arnie from Arnie Sportfishing, he's a Pongero down in Ensenada. He came on the live show and said hello and said, don't forget about us down here in Ensenada. We are catching fish. Arnie, man, you can find him down there in Ensenada. He does a great job, as well as our friends over there at Bluefin Sportfishing, and also It's for Reels, R-E-E-L-S. Louis Prieto, he's got a bar in Ensenada, American guy that's got a beautiful boat, and he'll take you out bluefin tuna fishing if you want to go to that side of the border. Just flat, great fishing. I don't know how it can get much better than that. And of course, we are still kind of talking about the day they had on the Pride. Man, Chuck Zimmer from the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club said it was absolutely fantastic. Now, at the end of the report, I'm going to show you, but I'm going to tell you right now, in case you don't want to hang on till the very end. But Chuck said he looked around, and it worked for him also. Orange and pink half-ounce lead heads. Orange and pink with a 5.0 hook really did the job on those fish. Tremendous fishing. And Chuck said he was fishing with a lead head that had no color, just a regular lead head. Couldn't get a bite. Sean Roberts, the captain, came over, changed him out to an orange, dropped it in, boom, hooked up immediately. So it does make a big difference, and I'll show you those lead heads at the end of today's report. No question about how good that bite was. They ended up with limits of white sea bass. I think they weighed him in. He was guessing, and I think they had one that went 48, 47, something like that. That's a big croaker, nice fish. And in addition to that, 27 halibut. Man, that is darn good fishing. They fished dropper loop. Actually, reverse dropper loop is the way you want to fish that. If you watch our live show last night, Sam will show you exactly how to tie that up. Big hook, like a 5.0 hook. Aki twist hooks work really, really well. And once again, about a 4-ounce torpedo sinker with a live squid. They had to release fish on that Pride trip. It got so good. So there is some conking going on. And, the rockfish bite just remains excellent. It's so good right now. And we're catching so many more big fish this year because we're in that deep water. It really is excellent fishing from San Diego all the way up through the Channel Islands. I don't know how it can get any better than it is right now. Just tremendous bottom fishing going on, and several boats are taking advantage of it. And that is some of the finest eating fish in the sea. You can't go to a fish market and buy it. Yeah, you can go buy a rockfish, but you can't get it the quality and the freshness that you get by fishing on a sport boat in SoCal or down there in northern Baja California. Aloha Spirit up there at Channel Island Sportfishing, 9 halibut yesterday. The Pacific Dawn with great rockfish and some white sea bass up there in that neck of the woods. The Victory had great rock fishing here. And Kevin Brannon, good friend, great guy, doing good work in the community, was on board the Gentleman, and they had spectacular rock fishing indeed up there in that neck of the woods also. It has been spectacular. All that squid, all that market squid that was here all winter long and now into the spring is paying big dividends for all of us with this sea bass and halibut, and you have seen nothing yet. I'm telling you right now, it is going to blow sky high. It's going to get even better. And we've got all this cold water this year. That's why we're seeing all these halibut and sea bass, and we had so much of that squid around. And of course, our albacore forecast is up right now, and we draw some interesting correlations, to say the very least. So many of you had fun with that last night on the live show also. All right, my friends, I don't know what to tell you. Really excellent fishing going on. Looks like decent weather here. It's overcast, it's cold, it's albacore jacket weather. That's what it is. We'll continue to watch it all for you very, very closely. Can't thank you enough for all of your great support, propelling us up past 2 million views. I'm wishing you a wonderful Wednesday, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Have a great day, my friends. Great fishing on the Pride as they just got back into 22nd Street Landing with limits of white sea bass and 25 halibut. It got so good they had to release the fish. 40-pound fluorocarbon got bit instantly, but you had to have a pink or orange lead head to really make it work. Good luck, great fishing. Bring those lead heads.